So, this is me, 2 weeks after the discard. I have summoned every strength in my body, every single part of me that I neglected, every single prayer to God, to Allah, to give me back my strength, and I've been fighting for my life. And I know that I appear to be put together, makeup on point, hair done, dressed up. But make no mistake, I spent 2 weeks in bed, full of anxiety, unable to move, completely numb, crying most of the time, and a nervous wreck. So do not ever underestimate the strength that it took or that it takes to pull you out of that dark place, and the absolute badass that you will be once you do that for yourself. And if I can do it for myself, you can do it for yourself. I am no different or special than you. I am a human being, and I have feelings, and I have weaknesses and shortfalls like everybody else. So if I could wrench myself, okay, so it took 2 weeks for me to get out of bed, sure. But take into consideration that I was only married for 4 months, thank God. So the abuse was not as far-reaching as, say, for example, someone that has been married to a narc for 20 years plus. Their mental state and the rewiring of their brain and the entire neurological pathways that will have to be damaged over that period of time are far-reaching and go far deeper into a woman's psyche than someone like me, for example, who's just been married for 4 months. He owned property, so he was getting sustenance from passive income, so he did not have to work, which also meant that he was at home 24/7, which also meant that he was working on my nerves 24/7. So although it was 4 months that we were married, he was not leaving the house for 8 hours a day, plus or minus, like a normal husband would. He was home, which could even equate to being married for 8 months. If you consider the amount of contact with the narcissist, round-the-clock contact and non-stop effects and erosion that happens from being with a narcissist. So I'm going on 3 weeks narc-free. It sounds like I'm in the AA, but really, the narcissist does create an addiction in them due to their intermittent reinforcement, so that you would keep trying to gain their love and gain their affection, which in the discard phase you lose. So thankfully, the treatment that he meted out to me was so terrible and awful that I got to a point where I wasn't even in love with him anymore. I wasn't even feeling warmth towards him anymore. I was just disgusted, because he would constantly remind me of his ex. He would constantly put me down. He would constantly tell me that he loves his ex. He would constantly tell me that he doesn't want to touch me. And that went on for a month before things ended. And so, talk about killing a woman's feelings for you. I mean, it's like taking cyanide and pouring it over some plants. Those plants are going to wither and die in no time. It's exactly the pollution that I experienced with my feelings to him. And remember, we were just trying to get to know each other as husband and wife, for a very short time, up until the discard. It happened rather quickly, and thank God for that, because the effects, go very deep and are far-reaching under a prolonged period of time. And then the healing period obviously takes a much, much, much longer time to reclaim your life, to heal from those wounds, which of course is more insidious because it's psychological wounds. It's far-reaching deep into your OS, deep into your operating system, deep into the very inner workings and cogs and nuts and bolts of who you are and what make you who you are, such as your spirituality, your beliefs, your thoughts about God, your thoughts about the world, yourself, who you are as a person and how you view things. You have to get over all the shame and all the doubt, the self-doubt of your reality and the crazy making that had occurred, which made you completely abandon independent thought, from him, because he would of course make you completely reliant on him for the perception of the world and what was real and what was not, so that he had complete coercive control over your life. All of this takes a lot of time to work through, so don't beat yourself up about it. Take as much time as you need to recover. And I'm here to tell you that it has been a grueling 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks now since he's discarded me, or 2.5 rather. Like I said, I spent the first 2 weeks just an amoeba, a weeping amoeba under a duvet. I had lost all my feeling and sensation. I was completely numb. I'm just now starting to get it back, as well as my appetite, because I had completely ceased to eat anything for 2 weeks due to having zero appetite. My inner system, my constitution had become so traumatized and so weak that I couldn't even receive food, because my system would just reject it. I would either want to vomit it up, or I couldn't stand the smell of it. So all these weird things start happening to your body, because your body is literally screaming and the alarm bells are going off, and it's telling you that something is terribly wrong. Now, of course, it started way back when we first met, but initially I thought he was like this kind of autistic, super gifted geek, innocent but a bit dumb, but emotionally, but intellectually, very intelligent and very well book smart and well read and intellectual. And so all of those, the geeky aspects attracted me, and I was prepared to forego his social awkwardness and his insecurities and his lack of confidence, because I had all of that, so I don't really care about him. In fact, I liked him, to be that geeky, nerdy person. I found it cute. But I had no idea that covert narcissism even existed, and that is usually how covert narcissists present. Now, not every geeky, nerd, book smart person is a covert narcissist, but every covert narcissist is socially awkward, usually a loner, has severe anxiety, very quiet and shy, always claiming victimhood. And of course, this is going to fly under the radar a lot easier than the grandiose narcissist, which is pretty obvious. So the point of this video is if you've just been discarded, I know exactly what you're going through, and I know how hard it is. And I know how it feels like your heart has been stamped on, broken, thrown against the wall, ripped to pieces, and then set on fire. I know how your mind is a frazzled ball of tumbleweed, and that your vacant, glazed over look is because you're numb and you're starting to thaw out and to feel your feelings again and become human once again. What you are going through in this period of discard is a period or a process of individuation, which is you're becoming yourself again. You are detaching from mother. And yes, in a way, he was playing the role of mother to you and you to him. More about this in my upcoming videos. But you are now becoming yourself. You are learning how to adult again independently. And I am here for you. If you want a private consult, or you want to reach me, or you want to, go and get my free content, or even do a course, the link is in the description below. I've made it from the bottom of my heart, from my soul to yours, and together we will rise like a phoenix from the ashes. All my love. Assalamu alaikum and goodbye.